Hugo is quite shy, quite sensitive, but he's very loving, very affectionate, quite cheeky. He's been growing in confidence. Well, since he's been diagnosed, really, his confidence has gone up. The week before diagnosis, there was definitely something seriously wrong. All the symptoms on their own didn't seem like much. He was pale, he went off his food, so we weren't too worried. And somewhere along the line he had a virus, so he had a temperature, his glands came up and they never really went down. He just wasn't himself. So we had a few visits to the doctors, and in the end they sent him for a blood test, and that showed up leukemia cells. I recognised that it was a possibility, but I really didn't think that I didn't think he was ill enough. Although the hospital appointments, the blood tests, the medication now have become part of our lives, I think there's a future that we imagined we'd have that's now changed. So sometimes it feels that our lives are on hold. And I think that Hugo, being 3, probably doesn't recognise the impact that has had. But sometimes I think it's a little bit tougher on his big brother. It's difficult when you're 7 and you're used to the world revolving around you, and all of a sudden your little brother's coming along and getting all the attention. But he does well. Henry copes with it quite well. I've had to have some difficult conversations, but children are surprisingly resilient. So although our life is different and our future isn't quite what we imagined, we're finding our way together. It's something that's always there. And luckily for Hugo, he doesn't have that mental worry, and we carry that for him, and I'm glad that we can. But sometimes it's difficult to live a normal life because the leukaemia, the illness, is just always there. It sometimes feels hard to just function like a normal adult. I think as a mum you often worry, and maybe your imagination runs away with you and you jump to the worst possible conclusion. But then I just went into autopilot because there were needles and there were more doctors and there were nurses, and I needed to take care of my son and do what needs to be done for him. When Hugo was first diagnosed, someone advised us to take it one day at a time, and that's what we've tried to do. We try very hard, although it's not always easy, to not look too far ahead and just to focus on one day. And if it's a good day, to enjoy it and not to worry about what's yet to come. There might be bad stuff tomorrow, there might have been bad stuff the day before. If today is a good day, then make the most of every minute.